Jackson, what happened last time?
So last time we ended up upside down in the water, which was not great. Yeah, I'm gonna turn on the light a little bit here. There we go. We managed to get the ship upright. Well, not upright, but above water. And sort of fixed. We called for help, and help arrived. We got towed back to shore. Let's see, Cleon and Dux were out of commission for a while, but we got them back on their feet. We were paraded through town by at the World Government Building. There was a crowd cheering for us. Director Green thanked us. Dictator Masterson thanked us, and then started trying to, or he didn't try to, he flat out did spin it so that this was all part of his plan. And he's talking about plans for the world and how to get more imperial authority on the planet. I've got noted here that Lothak wants to join us as a traveler. And then Chapman met a patron on Walston when a group of nervous Vargar approached and said they had a business opportunity for us. We met a Vargar named Urka in a warehouse in Startown Walston, who said that his people need us. That if the Imperium comes in, his people will be ruled by humans, and that he wants to kidnap Dictator Masterson's daughter. And in exchange, he knows where to find 2 tons of radioactives, and where there's a buyer offering 650,000 credits. In exchange, we lied so we could get out of there, and said that we would help them out. He says they're going to move tomorrow night, and he wants us to use our ship to scan the estate, and then tell the Startown controller that we have to do a test run, so we can go out, pick up some weapons, and pass them off to his team. We decided we're going to the authorities, and we're going to ask for a bomb squad to take a sweep at the ship.
All right. And I'll introduce Cirrus. I'll introduce your character here in a moment, or introduce your entrance, as it were. Here's the warehouse. But of course, let me get rid of that. And it is now the next day. The sun rises on the next day now. So hypothetically tonight, day 020 of, and they still use a Terran year construction, so like 365, so it's the 20th day of 365, Imperial year 1114. And it is a fairly calm day in Startown Walston. The next day, and at the hotel in the Startown, where your food and board are paid for by the world government, one of the merchant crew members that has been left here is a traveler who was also in the same battalion you served in. So not exactly the same small tactics unit, but someone who went through the same thing. Why is it not wild? View, there we go. And he's looking for work, and Cleon departs your service, and decides to kind of stay here for a while. And we'll actually kind of say that Cleon wasn't there at the to find out about all the terrorist stuff, and he had once he recovered, he decided he would actually stay in Central Lake City for a while. He actually likes it here. Got hooked on that fish. Got hooked on the fish. Maybe he's going to do some fishing for a while. But you find this other traveler that essentially the thing is, you can trust each other because you were in the same battalion and went through the same stuff together, and you're all out here for the same reasons. And so, Corbanon, you can expect that these other travelers, who their current captain is Jackson, they're operating a Imperial scout courier that they recently rescued. In fact, you saw the event. You were staying here at the hotel, Corbanon, when you saw a volcano explode and the ground shaked and you felt earthquake and everything. And then this thing came limping back into the starport. You saw them held as heroes. And apparently they had saved a bunch of people, and hey, you working on their crew, you got free room and board here right now and a paying job. So this is a bit of a break because you were abandoned here by your last subsidized merchant crew. And then they tell you about the terrorist plot. And now you're stuck in that. So I'll toss the ball over to Jackson. What do you guys do? It's the day of, so tonight would be the night that you would fly those weapons to the rendezvous point. And then he also wanted you to use your sensors to scan and then hand off the scan data so that they have a schematic of the mansion.
Corbanon, glad to see you again. Welcome to the crew.
Well, seems like a decent-ish kick at least from as a change, so happy to be here.
So, straight to the cops? Straight to the cops, yeah? Yeah? Is that what the plan was, I think?
If we haven't already.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems like a solid plan, yeah.
All right.
So, I guess we'll take the train back to Central Lake City.
Central Lake City. Okay, so you take the train back. That is 10 credits for a train ride. And you make it back to Central Lake City. Oh, I should have had my iPad. No big deal. Excuse me. Central Lake City kind of looks like this. You come in, let's see, I'll make it like that. This is like the train station. You came in this way. There's a train that's perpendicular, goes this way, and then one that goes off to the coast. It's this electric train car. It has a bored and disinterested... it's hard to call them a conductor, more like an attendant that just sort of watches the electric car for you. It's noisy and loud. The dust is kicked up as you all are wearing your combo masks or whatever you use for oxygen. I know that Corbanon also has a combo mask, and I'm sorry, you all know this, but I suppose Corbanon, just to tell you, the planet that you got marooned on by your last crew has it's a very thin atmosphere, so it's almost like being up at 10,000 feet on Earth, or maybe 15,000 feet. What would that be? 1,000 meters, something? I don't know, 1,200 meters, or no, less than that, 800 meters or something. And thin atmosphere, and then the quality of the atmosphere is such that it makes people sick. It's full of like sediment and content in the air, like the ground content kind of floats up into the air. So if you breathe it, you'll start getting air hunger and eventually breathe in that stuff and it'll make you sick. So everybody wears masks, which I noted you had a combo mask here. So everybody's wearing their combo masks and stuff. You go into Central Lake City, and I believe off the top of my head, there's one main road that goes down into town, and it actually goes to a lakefront. And there's a fishery you can see on the lakefront, which lots of little mini subs out doing a fishing operation. And I believe there's a small commercial area with a shop and a large government building that is also connected to the mansion. This is the largest building. It has that brutalist, postmodern, it looks like a big prison or like the Empire from Star Wars. It's like this just big boring looking building, but towering 2 floors over everything else. Everything else here has this kind of shanty appearance that you see around you. And then additionally, there's an industrial area with above ground storage tanks and warehousing, and even a big factory where they're making something you don't know. So, police station is near the government building. You all had a run-in with the police, if I recall. Maybe it was the other group. So where do y'all go from here?
Should we go to the cops first, or should we try to just go straight to the director? Or dictator?
I think maybe the dictator, just in case he has some other route he wants to go about it. I don't know if he has any assets other than just the local police, but
Yeah, that's a good idea. He may have a totally different way he wants to handle this.
Yeah, probably the way he's looking at it was to, gas the entire neighborhood or something. But maybe I'm just cynical.
well, I wouldn't want to keep him from having the opportunity. So
All right.
Head to the World Government Building.
Okay. You make it over to the government building, and a shot rings out. Actually, I need to make some rolls here. Actually.
Oh, boy.
It actually looks like you see something happening down this corridor here. It looks like a group of Vargar are trying to do something in secret when all of a sudden they see something else. At first you think they look up and see you, but they're looking off this way. And just as another Vargar starts to turn this corner nearby, a shot rings out. And I have to make some more rolls. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5, 4. Yeah, actually that all lines up. The shot rings out, and a Vargar dropped dead right next to you.
next to us.
Yeah, he was walking here and rounding this corner, and something just crack, and it hits him. You look, and you can see that he's shot directly between his eyes. And
Oh gosh.
that was a very expert shot for a planet that doesn't have any kind of like special forces or military. It only has like basic police forces. And then you see a group of police over here. They start running across the road towards you.
Hands up. Hit the dirt.
They see
Jackson's on the ground.
They see a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying Jackson is on the ground, crawling to cover.
Okay. To submit, or to dive for cover, or to try to crawl out of the way, or
Diving for cover, trying to get out of the way of whoever's shooting.
okay. Excuse me. So you can dive for cover and kind of get behind some of the stone structures. There's steps and or columns and things like that are part of this major government building. And Perseus, you dive for the ground. What are Books and Corbanon doing?
I also sorry. I also go I take a quick look around my surroundings to see if I can notice a sniper or anybody, who's shooting at us.
Yeah.
But in one like fluid motion, I'm looking, but I'm also diving for cover to get
Okay.
out of range.
You can do that. Roll a 2d6 to get under your intelligence score. Meanwhile, what's Corbinon doing?
Well, I'm following my newfound friends and try and get to the government building. I'll just hide behind there's probably pillars, I assume, or something like that.
All right. Yeah, you do that. The police come out and they draw their weapons. There are 4 Vargar and 1 human, and through their masks, they say, "Drop your weapons now! Drop your weapons to the ground!"
They talking to us?
Yeah, talking to you all.
We don't have any weapons. We're unarmed. We're unarmed.
They
I
come
think
up.
that's accurate. Like, we
Yeah.
never actually went back and reclaimed our weapons from customs.
They
They're still in a locker at this port.
they come up to you all and they put you up, like you're under arrest against a wall. Other people are gathering here. Some other police are kind of telling them to disperse. What did you get on your roll books?
10, I believe it says.
Is that under your intelligence?
Yeah, my
Ah.
intelligence is 12.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You do in fact see somebody at a distance with this type of weapon. Now, again, so you all are like trained soldiers, despite the fact that it's been years. With this type of weapon and that kind of shot and that distance, this is not. This is not a native Vargar. Like, you've seen how the culture here, and you've seen how the Vargar are here. This is something from like the outside. This is like an elite marksman. But you, as soon as you see the glint of the weapon, you see them like fold in and disappear, and they're gone. And anyways, meanwhile, everybody's being patted down. One of the cops is like, "I found something, sir," and he holds up a weapon that looks like it's been dropped near the dead body.
Oh, we're being framed.
Meanwhile, another one of the Vargar, they check and they're like, "Oh my god, it's Ling. It's Ling. They shot and killed Ling."
What kind of weapon is the cop holding up?
It is also something that would likely be off-world. It is the same as a revolver, but like tech level 11, where it's like a high caliber, armor-piercing revolver. So it's not the kind of thing that would be common. You could also make an intelligence check as you kind of look at it to see what you can determine. This would just be a very unlikely. This isn't to deter. This would be like if you notice something very unlikely. But anyways, okay. Did you get under your intelligence?
Yeah, I got well under my intelligence. I rolled a 4 and I got a 9 on intelligence.
Nice. You're able to tell. Hey, Matt. You're able to tell.
Hello.
Hey, you're able to tell that the caliber of this weapon is how do I compare this? Like, I can't think of there's a Russian pistol that's like this, but imagine a high powered shell like a 5.56 or 7.62, but in a pistol, right? So it looks like you have a high powered pistol. But it's clear to you that this is what the sniper used. They used the same type of ammunition, and that this was all like a setup. This was definitely on purpose.
Matt, save us.
Yeah, take your time. Let me know when you're ready. No rush, and then we'll get you caught up. You're gonna assume Dex is here. Go ahead, Jackson. What's the plan for the group? You only have moments to decide. They're probably gonna take you to the station, and anyways.
That weapon was not here just moments ago. That's not our weapon. I don't know where that weapon came from, but it is not ours. We are the heroes of Walston.
Look, sir, we don't know what's going on here, but we got a dead law enforcement officer here on the ground right next to you. You got a weapon. It looks like he's shot. He's dead. Lang's dead. We're gonna have to take you in. Don't cause any trouble for us. And Varger says this. Varger law police officer.
Well, since we're innocent, no plans to cause any trouble here. We're just on our way to try and stop trouble, actually.
All right. They take you over to the police station, and they process you, collect all your information, and in true Walston fashion, you find yourself waiting for hours. Just to be able to get things processed. They have to get permission from like a local police chief just to even do this. Nobody's done anything like this in a long time here. You're just in restraints and in a windowless area, being watched by like a couple of police officers, and the hours drag on. And it is currently, took you to about 10 a.m. local time at 020 on the day of. It's now late afternoon, about 1400 local time at 020.
This whole time, I'm going to be protesting, hey, you got to get us out of here. Someone's life is on the line. We've got to get out of here.
They look at each other like, we're sorry, but we can't just let you go. Someone was killed. We have to figure this out.
You got to get the word out on our behalf then. Like, pass the word along.
Get the dictator here. We'll stay here. We'll stay in restraints, but get the dictator here so we can talk to him.
You say that about like, and the thing is that, they don't know who you are. Like, unless somebody else were to tell them, right? But here you are in this place, and you say, get like the leader of the entire planet in here, and they look at each other and they laugh, and they're like, yeah, yeah, Masterton. We'll just have him over at the local police station, like when he visited last year. Or just a casual invite to Dictator Masterton. No problem there.
Director Green. How about Director Green? Can you get him here?
Who is Director? Who is that? And they look at each other,
Minister of Local Affairs. Come on, you gotta help us out here. Someone's life is on the line. Someone is going to die tonight.
What if we relay verbatim the message that the dictator gave to us when we were trying to save all the people, and if we ask if they could possibly pass that along? Because I imagine that would get his attention, or at least he'll know we're not messing around if we like reiterate what he said to us. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the exact words, because then he'll, if they're willing to do that, which I guess that remains to be seen if they are, that might get his attention.
And at that point, you actually feel and the ground shakes. Just one time like that. And they look at each other like, what was that? So what do you say in character for books?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
What do I say? So I would say, listen, we saved a whole bunch of people. The dictator definitely knows who we are. If you could just I know you don't trust me, but if you could listen if you could just hear me out here, all right, I will give you the exact phrase that he gave to us, verbatim. I could write it down, I could pass it along. Just humor me. Get this to somebody in his office, run this by him, and I guarantee you he will be here and he will hear what we want, what we have to say.
Well, we can hand it over to our chief. What did he say? Go ahead. And then he just prepares to write it down.
Yeah, I would take the paper and I would write down exactly what was said, which
for our
I
characters was
don't.
like the day or two before, I think.
Yeah, for the character. So books would definitely know, and he would write it down perfectly, elegantly. I, out of character, would not remember, but books definitely would. I believe that.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, and Matt, you just take your time. Let us know when you're up and running and stuff. We'll do a quick check and get you caught up to speed. No rush though.
Yeah, I thought we started at 9.
No. This is Saturday, right?
Yeah, you said 9 in the email.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. That's my fault. Yeah, the other group. I did. Yeah, and I think that's not the only time I've done that. The other group is 9. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, this group is 8 to 10:30, and all my other games, every other game is 9 to 11:30. So I just brainlessly put it on there. But yeah, no, this is 8 to 10:30. I'm so sorry. Anyways,
if you haven't missed anything, we just got framed for murder.
Yeah, so let's get you up to speed too. So it sounds like you can hear and see us okay, and you sound nice and crisp. So they headed to the World Government Office in Central Lake City to go directly to the World Government Authority to say, hey, there's a terrorist plot, and in the process they were essentially framed. 2 of them made checks to notice something about the weapon which was planted near the crime scene, and Books noticed the sniper. And with those 2 details, at least Books and Jackson know that there's no way that the Vargar on this planet could have pulled that off. These were elite assassins, like somebody from off-world. And anyways, whether or not you get charged. Oh, and also of note, it's currently the next day after the warehouse incident. So it's the day of the terrorist operation. And you got to Central Lake City at about 10 a.m. and you've been held at the local police station right across from the site for the past 4 hours. In typical Walston fashion. Nothing nefarious. It's just almost impossible to get anything done here at any speed. So that's where you are currently. And anyways, Books has said, hey, just get this message out. You'll find out who we are. And they take it and they're like, well, we'll give it to the police chief once he gets here. But he has to go through the World Government Office first. And that may take a while. It may be this evening before you can get processed, to be honest.
Oh, jeez.
That's just not going to work. Someone is going to die if we're held here.
Then one of the Vargars, because they don't know who you are, just to clarify. You all know who you are, right? These police do not. One of the Vargars yeah, are you going to kill someone else? That was my friend. Lang was a good person.
We didn't kill anyone, and we're trying to save someone's life.
Sounds like a story. And then the other Vargars takes him calm down. It's okay. Look, we'll get all this figured out, but things take time around here. Let's get you something to eat either way. I
have a thought.
Go ahead.
I want to name drop Urka. I think that was his name, the actual leader of the terrorists, to see if that is recognizable to them, if he's a known dissident or criminal or anything like that.
Right. Let me use my event die. Probably unlikely. Not that you would know that. Unfortunately, no. This place is being taken advantage of right now. This sleepy planet.
Quick question. Our Varger companion from last week, I forgot her name.
Lothok.
Lothok. Where is Lothok in all this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
She's packing her bags right now, getting ready for a life as a traveler.
Probably, yeah. That I think that's probably true. She probably went back because she was living in Crystal Lake City, and she worked at the World Government Office. So unfortunately, Lothok is probably in danger too, especially with how the violence that you've seen these people willing to demonstrate and their skill.
Right.
Come on, can we get like a phone call at least?
Yeah. Because she could also they'll probably trust her more than they would trust us. And if Vargers, if their faces kind of give everything away, I think they would be more prone to believe her. Maybe as a backup, we could try to mention her as well and see if we could somehow get a message to her. Like if we're like, hey, one of our best friends is a Vargar, and she'll gladly,
Sure.
speak on our character and our reputation. Why don't you bring her here and see what she has to say about all this?
Does anybody have admin?
Nope.
It's a good day when we forget our character sheets, but I was talking to somebody about this. Like, they are, like, powerful, but also it's good gameplay where you just get lost in it. I like that, too. But that's unfortunate. No one has that, but...
No, I do. I just need a second to check.
Oh! Okay, your new traveler, Corbinon, may have it.
I have tactics. I don't know if that would help.
Let's see, skills, admin, you do. You have it. Okay, Corbinon, you would know that the ancient custom of having a single visitor and a single message is still allowed under the common law of even this remote planet. It's something that is pretty universal in human space.
Alright, does this count for one or all person though? Like, we can capitalize on it if it's 5.
Yeah, good point. Do we all get a call, or do we all get a phone call, or is it just one phone call for the group?
You could probably pitch it as like you don't know each other. If you tried to do that, I will make that an admin check. You just have to, and that would just give you that everybody could try to contact somebody then. So yeah, make an admin check at 8+. Throw 8+ on 2d6 for
All right.
a 5.
Yeah, no.
No problem. So they're not going to buy that you're not one entity. They think that you're part of the same thing, so that as a result, they're going to give you a single call to a single person.
Alright, I think we gotta call Lothok.
I'll leave it to you. I don't know what you're gonna call, so...
Yeah, I agree with Dwiz. Or Perseus.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll call Lothok.
Okay. So, Corbinon, you know that this law is fairly universal in human space. What do you tell them to say, hey, I get my phone call?
Well, you can demand one message to be sent from you, but, well, make him clear that you want one message. I don't know if they're gonna give you a call, though. Probably gonna be a call. They're probably not gonna send a pigeon, but...
The Vargar looks at when you just sort of say this out loud. One of the Vargar kind of exhales in frustration at this, and then the other one's like, he's right. They get a phone call, or they get a comm. So let's go. Let's get them a comm call, and then you you hear shuffling. So shortly, this is only a few minutes after the ground shakes. And then you hear shuffling, and then you hear, they do have comms, and you hear one of them kind of hold a bead, and then it's like, yes, sir? Are you, you're sure? Yes, sir. We'll do that right away. Yes, sir. I'm on my way. We'll leave Nage here. He'll stay here. Yes, sir. He'll handle it. And then he turns to the upset, the Vargar that was like angry with you all, turns toward this one he calls Naege, and he's like, Naege, it's the highest level of alert right now. I have to leave. You're gonna have to watch these prisoners. And Naege's like, that's not our usual we don't have a protocol for that. And he's like, I know, but this alert level requires every single able-bodied officer to respond. We have to leave. You'll have to stay here. And then leaves you. And so you have like this, imagine a police station and it just empties out. And police run out the door for something. And you're left here with just one police officer, and he gets a comm. And he's like, okay, well, who do you want to contact? He looks kind of nervous.
We would like to contact Lothar.
Lothar? You mean the Masterson's personal driver? Well, I mean, okay, yep. Sure, if you want. Then hands you the comm, to talk to her, and she answers. She's like, yes, who is this?
Lothar, it's Jackson. Look, we've been arrested. We're pretty sure there's someone's trying to frame us for murder, but right now we need you to get a message to Dictator Masterson. His daughter's in danger. There's a terrorist cell that's going to try to kidnap her tonight.
Jackson, they're going to be. Oh my gosh! I'm glad you're all okay. That's going to be very hard right now. There's a planet-wide alert. Every area is being locked down. We're not being allowed to move outside or around the mansion. They said that there was something that happened at the starport.
Something that happened?
Yeah, they said there was some sort of emergency at the starport. And now the whole planet's locked down.
Yeah, our ship definitely got blown up. Okay. Do you have any way you can contact the dictator?
I could try to sneak past him and get out.
Well, do you have his number, or do you have his call link by any chance?
No, nothing like that. They have everything locked down. They're using they're jamming common signals. I'll have to try to do it in person.
Just pass the word along to whoever stands between you and him.
Yeah. You're a member of this team now, and we're counting on you. You said you wanted to join us, and you're our only hope right now. So we really need you to do this for us. There's not just his daughter, but our lives are on the line too. So please, this is your initiation.
Her voice. Oh no, her voice is shaky. She's like, okay, I'll try. And the comm goes off. She's going to try to pass on that information.
You spent so much of this campaign in prison cells. Didn't even deserve it this time.
Yeah, I know. Like this time you didn't.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It.
This time we were just walking.
Okay, I'm going to roll something behind the scenes to see if she can do something. All right. Okay. Time passes. Let me think how this would play out. You just have one guard. You notice that probably an hour or two passes. You're not, and you're stuck in here. So now it's early evening, 1700 local time. And how would that pan out?
I mean, she's his driver, right? I mean, she's like in his personal orbit on a fairly regular basis.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
contact.
thinking of something that happened inside that. So I rolled for something, and now I'm trying to think of what it would look like.
I have a backup plan if that doesn't work.
Definitely worked. I think that what it would come down to is, so to make things worse, it's clear these terrorists are using the stale bureaucracy of the planet against itself. And they've not only framed you, but they've created a situation where like the planet locks down and they're unable to make decisions, and they're already bad at that. So I think what happens is eventually the person with enough mobility to make their own decisions shows up at the police station with his suit on and his symbol of the world government, and he knows you, and she knows him, and everything. So you get Director Green shows up at the police station. He's got enough mobility to be able to get up and get out and move around, enough authority to do that. And he comes in and he says, the police officer's like, "We're under a planet-wide alert right now. I'm afraid you'll have to wait." And then Director Green is like, No, officer, we don't have time for that right now. This is an emergency. And they start getting into an argument with each other. But he doesn't have any other like officers with him or anything like that. He doesn't even greet you when he comes in. But Lothak is with him. So you have Lothak, Director Green, and the police officer in the station. You can see this kind of like, you're in this room, and then there's like a processing area. You can see this behind a desk happening.
Jackson's gonna yell, "Director Green, you've got to get a message to the dictator. His daughter's life is in danger. There's a terrorist cell that's going to try and kidnap her."
All right, I'm going to use my chaos die here for a couple of things real quick. Lothak karate chops the police officer and knocks him unconscious.
Oh, that's a solution.
Director Green is like, "What did you do?" And she's like, I don't know. Sorry, Director. This seems pretty serious, but I'm sorry.
I cheer her on. I'm cheerleading. I'm like, yes!
You're gonna make a great traveler, Lothar.
Qualifications, well, my dear.
Director Green is like, what are we going to do now? All of the police station has been emptied out. They're all responding to an emergency at the starport. Everything's locked down. No one's able to move. Everybody's under curfew. And the mansion, the world government mansion is covered in static security everywhere. High and dry. What happened here?
That might actually be a good thing if the governor's mansion is covered in security right now. As for what happened here, I'm not really sure. We're probably being framed for murder. Apparently there was a police officer that got shot right next to us, and then one of the cops found a weapon that happens to match the caliber, but I guarantee you our prints are not on it because we had nothing to do with it. And now, yeah, we're here. What happened at the starport? Did our ship get blown up?
I'm afraid so.
Damn it. The one that we're supposed to deliver. Oh my god.
It was a terrorist
Pay
act.
for that.
Some sort of explosive device. Not only did it destroy the high and dry, but it destroyed a portion of the starport. People were dead. They saw that you weren't there and that you had left. They thought maybe you were like the previous crew, and with someone dead now, you're wanted.
How could we want you? We're already under arrest.
Well, you are now, and then like you get they unlock the stuff and they let you out, and you've got so here's everything you've got here. You've got the cell you're kept in, which you could talk into and out of, the processing area with the police, and an emptied out police station, an unconscious police officer, and all of the processing area, Lothok and Director Green. That's what you have here currently.
All right, turn it over to the team for a vote because I have no idea what to do here.
I think we should ask Dr. Green, Director Green, what he wants us to do, how we can help.
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
Okay. Director Green says, I don't know what to do either. I mean, I'm related to the Masterstons, but this is stretching it. I think I'm going to end up in jail as well. You said that there's some sort of plot. They're going to do something with his daughter, with Sarani?
Okay, let me think for a second. What is it that they wanted to hire us to do? They wanted us to scan the place with our ship and give them some kind of data?
I think they wanted to scan the mansion.
Yeah.
I don't know if they gave us specifics, but what exactly is it, like what it was entailed there that they needed from us in order to carry out whatever they have in mind?
Well, I think they were going to kidnap the daughter, so they wanted information on the mansion so that they could do that, was my
Are
understanding.
we getting them like
we
floor
were gonna-
plans by doing it?
We're
Or?
gonna
Something like that.
Plans, locations of where everyone was, and then we were going to pick up some weapons, pass off the info to this team.
All right. I'm trying to think. I don't know, because like without us, I had the impression that they wouldn't necessarily be able to do what they had in mind. Like they were hiring us for a reason, unless they just got someone else to do it. Or if they're just willing to, if their plan works even without what we would have done for them. We could just try to go right over there and talk to whichever guards are out. It'll be a little tricky because, like you said, everyone's supposed to be indoors right now. There's a curfew. We would just be like driving out in the open, flagging down these armed guards, saying like, "We're not terrorists, please. We have an urgent message."
And we're also supposed to be in jail, so
Yeah, that's the complication.
But we're with our guy here.
There's the off chance that there's maybe some police uniforms around, so at least we don't get immediately shot.
I know that's gotta be illegal. Like that would be the first crime we'd be guilty of today.
Yeah, I'm for dressing up as a police, but I'm not sure that's going to work on account of this being a small town and like everybody knows everybody. So if the wanted, group comes in the police uniforms, I'm not sure that's going to work.
Well, apparently,
Plus, aren't
these
the police
local cops-
smarter?
Not all of them. So some of the police are humans, and in fact, being a human puts you at like a 90% chance that you're probably a noble here, because they're a minority. Humans are, and they're overwhelmingly the aristocracy. And in fact, the police chief and like the police lieutenant, like everybody in charge is a human. But also, all of the humans have onyx skin and violet eyes with violet blood veins. Now, you'll probably have to do something to cover your heads, which, maybe you could find something for that. But
Right, yeah.
I'm just trying to think, because if we somehow got up to the people, say, at the front door and said, hey, there's a terrorist plot against the dictator's daughter, they're not going to pass the word along because everything happens so slowly. They're probably gonna have to, fill out like 10 forms and get it approved and stamped and everything in order to have permission to send a word along.
Can we bust out weapons and escort the director and help him get in?
Maybe, but I don't know, because then we just kind of are committing a terrorist act. Like to stop another one, it's like national treasure. We got to steal the Declaration of Independence so it can't be stolen.
Yeah,
What if we go back to the terrorist, right? Because I know our ship exploded. We don't know that they have anything to do with it, and we could go there and be like, "Hey, our ship exploded." I don't know.
Yeah, that just happens sometimes.
It just happens sometimes, Completely has nothing to do with them.
Okay, another idea. We could get guns and we could storm that warehouse and we could try to lock them down. And if they're still there, I don't know.
We could dress up as police and storm the warehouse.
So there's, of note, some things you would know. You're currently in Crystal Lake City with no access to a car and the train locked down. I'm not saying you can't do it, but because there are police cars. But
does Lothak have her car?
She has the dictator's personal car, and she knows where it is. There's no way to get around quickly without stealing a car, I guess is what I'm saying, that I can think of. I mean, maybe there's something.
Could we take the dictator's car and go over there and be like, we got to pick him up and drive him away? Like, get him over here. His ride's here to go.
Well, Lothak will be like, I know where he is right now. And so do they. He's in the mansion. In fact, him and his family that's the first thing they did as part of this protocol, is they returned to the mansion and locked everything down.
Oh no, that's the plan. Oh no.
What do you think? What do you think that the dictator would like to do? What do you think he would want us to do in this situation?
You ask Lothak that?
Yeah.
She gives a really nervous squeak.
Me too.
What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, as far as them being at the warehouse, I mean, they're about an hour or two out from doing this, if they're going to do it. So they're on their way, actually.
What if we grab weapons and just go and stand guard at the mansion and help them protect the dictator's daughter?
Volunteers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Can we have the director deputize us?
The director looks and is like, sure, look, either we're going to fix this or we're all going to be in jail. So, yeah, sure.
What if we caused enough of a ruckus around the mansion that, like, everybody went there, which may deter the terrorists from the terrorists from, doing something to the daughter. Like, basically, if we make it so that, like, everybody is around there, it's like surrounded with people, they may not want to go ahead and go through with this.
How would you do that?
There's a few different ways. I suppose we could do something illegal, like, well, actually, no, that would probably make people go the other way.
Keeping in mind everyone
fireworks.
is inside under a lockdown order right now.
We could use the uniforms and go around and be like, hey, everyone's going to the dictator's mansion. That's the safest place. Come with us. And just get, like, everyone to go there.
Human shields.
Yeah, human shields. And also, like, just that many people.
They gotta be Vargar.
Indeed, yeah, Vargar shields, right.
Vargar shields. And especially if we have a Vargar with us, they may be more keen again on trusting us. But we could, like, go door to door, get everybody to come with us, and just show up there and, that I would think like if I was like some terrorist person or somebody that was going to go try to murder this girl, and I saw like everybody in the town in front of this place, I'd probably be like, okay, maybe we should think of another option. You know, I mean, it's probably easier to blend into a crowd in that case, but I think they would probably turn away.
Director Green will. You're saying this out loud.
Yeah, I'm saying that out loud.
Director Green will proffer his opinion on it. He says, "Well, people will follow you there, but I don't think I like that idea at all because they just demonstrated how eager they are to kill a lot of people. A lot of people just died at the starport. I don't think it's going to prevent them from doing anything."
All right. I have another thing is that right now we also kind of have to clear our name. This is going to sound a little fucked up, but like we have to allow them to get away with something. Like they got to visibly show up and we got to catch them red-handed. Because if we just like cause them to call off an attack, then there's no evidence that one was going to happen. Does that make sense?
Are you
It
saying
makes
something
sense.
like we lure them there to the mansion and then we get them?
Either that, or if we can sneak the dictator and his family out without the terrorists even knowing, then the terrorists are going to try to go through with their plan as they intended and then just find that he's not where they expected.
So if we really want to clear our names, what we could do, and this is a really bad idea and very anti-dramatic, we could just wait and let them do what they're going to do anyway.
True.
Just get back in our jail cell and close the door and be like, we told you something bad was going to happen and you didn't listen to us.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. By doing nothing, things are going to play out how they're going to play out. And at least at that point, they would know that we weren't lying.
But
Yeah,
they
and
might think that
we alerted the authorities anyhow.
Yeah,
they might
yeah. I mean,
might just assume that we are part of the terrorists, though. They're like, if you only knew about this because you guys were a part of it, you were in on it. Tried to distract us with your murder.
Maybe we should just skip all of this and go steal a ship.
Yeah, but all the confusion is happening with
Yeah.
steal a ship and leave.
Haven't we
that's
done
fine.
we've done enough for these people. I mean, we've saved them and then they arrest us. Also, like with like the worst reason to like arrest us. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes,
Sorry.
there was a dead body, and then a gun, but still, like they should have known it was a different like kind of gun from further away and whatnot. I don't know.
What did you say,
I don't
Corbinon?
What'd you say, Corbinon? You were sharing something? Oh, okay. All right.
Just lighting up for me.
So let me frame some big options, and then let's zero in. And your NPCs here, the people around you. They're going to say some things like Director Green, who seems to have the most alacrity and degrees of freedom, sort of a victim of his own success, where he's actually wearing like 4 hats and actually does a lot in the government. He may be one of the most enterprising people you've met here. He says, look, it's true. You've done a lot for us. You've saved a lot of lives. You could probably just stay here, and eventually this will get worked out. I think you're right. And even the fact that, this police officer's unconscious, I think we can work that out. But I will have to warn you, you will be here a long, long time. Especially if something happens to the Masterton family. You could be here for months, a year. They will take their time trying to figure it out. And maybe that's worth it. You shouldn't have to risk your lives again for these people. And maybe this will be a wake-up call. I don't want anything to happen to Serrani. She's a good woman, but But it's true. I'm afraid, and I'm willing to get in this cell right along with you if you want. So,
Well, Director, I'm not sure that would do much good.
so one option is you could just stay in the cell and just wait until this plays out. And no big deal. Like, you just fast forward, or we roll up some new travelers, and these travelers are like waiting here. And seriously, like, we just like fast forward to that. The high and dry is destroyed because there was a bomb put on it, obviously, and this was obviously a multi-layered plot by elite outside agents to accomplish something. That's another thing I think that's obvious to your travelers at this point. So you could stay here. Another option is you could just go all in, and you could get a bunch of police uniforms and riot gear and guns and computer tech and comms and gather it all together, make a plan, and go over there and, make a plan to deal with like the guards, and make a plan to see where they're going to insert and try to confront them, and then make another plan where somebody tries to make it in to actually get a hold of the dictator and his daughter to let them know, and, do a plan like that thing. And then the last option, I think, might be flee town, which would be a really interesting, like, circular story about another high and dry crew that just just leaves everything a smoking ruin, and then just sneak your way onto the first free trader out of here. So those are the three options I'm hearing, just to frame them as big options.
So here's
X is very in favor of putting on a uniform and shooting something.
Yeah, that sounds like a sound plan.
I suppose what I do want to present on that,
variation on that.
And you have, like, their security stuff here. You have an armory. You look around, you think you can get cloth armor and some weapons. Cloth armor, there are two tactical things you should know. Cloth armor versus an automatic rifle is at a -1 on a 2d6 to hit you, not including any other stuff. If you get hit by something like that sniper rifle, there's a very good chance your traveler could die. So it's a very high-risk thing to go into combat and try to deal with trained combatants. That's not me discouraging you. I'm just giving you all the information your traveler would know.
Well, I think could also be... Go ahead.
I was going to say, just in broad strokes, do we want to hold a vote on those three basic options, even if we iron out the details afterwards? 'Cause I'm in favor of doing something involving a rescue attempt. Not waiting here and not fleeing, but actually going for it.
I agree.
my headspace is we've lost the high and dry. We have no way off this planet. Can't do something right, may as well do something smart. Or do something, what is it? Can't do something smart, do something right?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I think that will make things interesting, and we may be able to get some goodwill out of this, clear our names, get a contract or two, get some money. Who knows? But that seems like the most lucrative. Yeah, we should be able to run with that. Though, I mean, I definitely thought we'd get goodwill by saving a bunch of people, and we're in jail right now. So,
well, to clarify that, you didn't lose that goodwill. You just had a couple of cops that just didn't know who you were. And
they don't watch a lot of TV. I don't know.
you were in an enclosed room, and you just look like outsiders, which kind of look like troublemakers. They don't know who you are.
All right.
That's a good point. But
yeah,
I'm all for this.
Armor up and arm up. I am not on board with disguising as police. I don't think we're going to pull it off, and it's just going to upset people and be illegal. But wearing maybe a little badge on our chest, I don't know. I'm okay with that.
Maybe just armor.
Or what if we had some of us dressed up as police, and they're escorting the other, like the rest
like
of
Star
us.
Wars?
Like, yeah, exactly. Like two of us or three of us are in handcuffs or just walking ahead, and then the other ones are like exactly like Star Wars. Like they're behind us with guns and everything.
Do we want to hold the director hostage?
Yeah.
Why would
I had more of an idea.
prisoners to the mansion?
Oh, what were you saying, Corbanon?
How about we more play an escort for the director, since he's relatively high up, he should have security detail. Would make sense.
I like that security detail for the director. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that does make sense.
That would explain us looking weird or not being recognized or whatever, because he could get security from wherever.
Okay. He offers on this. He says, that does seem like a pretty good plan to get us back to the mansion, but once we get there, the guards know where they want me to go. I'll have to go to the second floor. The good news is that I'm sorry, not the second floor, but the back quadrant of the mansion is where they had me in my emergency position. The good news is it's the same building that the dictator and his daughter will be in. The bad news is that even with an escort, and even assuming that works, they're not going to allow me to just roam around the mansion.
Maybe
You know,
some of the guards that are at the mansion will recognize us as the heroes of Walston, and will come with us to protect the dictator.
Okay.
Admittedly, if we had scanned the building prior, we would actually have the information necessary to plan it this far ahead, ironically enough. However, that's a step we might just have to bridge we cross when we get to it, if you will.
Okay. So let me present some more things here, and then let me kind of... What I'm hearing is you dress up like official guards, or police that are escorting the director. That gets you from here to the mansion in the back of the World Government Building. And then from there, you start heading towards where your assigned place would be, and then you sort of try to find a way on the spot to reveal, hey, here's who we are and here's what we're doing. And that, of course, who knows? That's just something that happens on the spot, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. It is currently 1900 local time, and the sun is beginning to set. You are now only moments out from this happening, and will need to move soon. But before you do, you also have a police station that you have the full run of. So everything that you would imagine a local police station has, you have here. In case there's anything... They kept this one guard here and this one police outpost. Apparently this alert was high enough to mobilize the entire police force from here.
Alright. We armor up.
What's in the armory, roughly?
The what?
In the armory, what we have?
Okay, yeah, you open the armory with the guards' security details and information that you have. The highest armor level that they have here is cloth, like Kevlar. That's essentially like their riot gear, as it were. And then as far as weapons, they have everything that is non-military, which would be like revolver, carbine, rifle, shotgun, automatic pistol, body pistol. They have riot gear like swords and melee weapons. And then they have, as far as military equipment, they have automatic rifles. That's the most powerful military equipment they have.
Do they have a broadsword?
They do have a broadsword.
Okay, Dex would like to take a broadsword and a, I believe that he has low dexterity, so I think would he benefit from a shotgun?
Probably. Let's see here. Shotgun. Shotgun. DM. Do you have less than 3 dexterity? Now you've healed.
Yeah.
You've
got 2
healed.
dexterity.
And that's what you started. You started with 2.
Yeah.
Okay, you would have a -1 to attack on. But you would have that with anything, any gun.
Okay. Well, Dex is pretty much useless, I think, as far as.
Now with a broadsword, what's your
with
strength?
The broadsword. So he gets a broadsword and some kind of club. They probably have some kind of
What's your
nightstick
strength?
or something. I have a high strength.
What's your strength? Yeah.
My strength. No, it's not a high. It's a 8.
An
It's
8.
average.
Okay, well that's good to know. So you don't have a penalty, but you almost did. So a broadsword does 4d damage if you hit with it.
Yeah. So he wants a broadsword, and but something also that's a little less lethal.
Okay, like a club, yeah, cudgel. Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you're going melee only, you better grab a shield.
Okay, yeah, shield. So we'll do a broadsword and shield then, because he can push people around with a shield.
I hadn't thought of that.
Totally playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I hadn't
do they have a shield?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. I will say I hadn't thought of that. I will say
You can't tell me that their riot gear consists of swords but not shields.
Right. No, I'm thinking that. So I will say that so long as you're bearing the shield and you use a round not to attack, you gain the benefits, because I'm going to give you big benefits for this, but let's see here. I'm going to give you the benefits of automatic rifle, reflect armor, but only if you don't attack that round, which is +6 versus. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm confused here. -1. It'll be at a -3. So altogether, it'll be -4 to hit you, so long as you're using the shield and not attacking.
Okay, and he can handle the broadsword with one hand.
Yeah, in this case, like using the shield, like this is like a whole thing you're doing.
And I think we should also get, and he's going to get like the max armor, whatever he can get on, because you said you just have cloth armor.
Cloth armor, okay.
And we should get a rope, a long rope if they have a rope.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And gas canisters, like whether it's just smoke or gas or whatever they got.
I'm gonna leave that up to seeing if it's actually in the book, and if it is, then that makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
Let's see here. Tools, shelter, personal equipment. I'm not seeing grenades so far. You won't have this if it's not equipment in the book. It doesn't look like they have grenades.
Okay, and then maybe like, do we have climbing gear in case we have to like climb into the second story window or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say that they have like breaching type gear.
Yeah.
So you can use it to try to either pry open doors or try to get up into places with rope.
Was small thing I noticed. Well, I probably forgot and you forgot, but I had rifle too, and they had rifles, yeah?
Yeah, you could take a rifle.
Then I'm gonna take a rifle and a revolver.
Alright. And you can just assume you just grab handfuls of ammunition. Yeah, in this case.
Do they have a cutlass?
A what?
A cutlass?
No, I'm gonna say no. Because that does sound exotic. That's something that a lot of shipboard people would have. I think a lot of travelers would have cutlasses and pirates and stuff.
Then I'll take a broadsword.
All right, you got it.
My strength is 12. I get a bonus of 8.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take a broadsword and a revolver.
Okay.
If they have something that I could apply my auto rifle skill to.
Yeah, they have automatic rifles.
There we go. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I have I'll take a automatic rifle as well.
All right,
I
got it.
that.
You're just getting
Thank
super
you.
stoked for stabbing.
Yeah, I would take a gun, except I'm pretty useless with it.
Just let you stand in front. It'll be fine.
All right, so everybody's got equipment. Now, oh, sorry, go ahead.
You said there's something about them also having computers or communications or
It's a
something?
police station, so anything you could imagine at a police station.
We should all have radios.
Yeah,
Yeah.
walkie-talkies or something.
Okay, everybody gets comms. Sounds good.
And
Now,
let's get to specify the ones that have the longest range.
and I don't know if you were here for this part, but they actually have been jamming long-range communications, but that doesn't mean that short-range communications would not work. And when I say short-range, within like a kilometer or two, so pretty long anyways.
Does anybody have like electronics?
I do.
I have engineering one, but I don't think that counts.
I like
I
the
would like
computer one.
Computer one. So would it be possible for us to alter the communication so that it's on an unjammed frequency?
Ooh, yeah. Does somebody have electronics?
I do.
Yeah, you can attempt an 8+ to do that.
All right. I failed.
Oh man, yeah. It's a
I was
limitation
like, no,
of
man,
your.
they got every wavelength. That's crazy.
It's the limitation of the equipment, I think, in this case. Plus, not enough time.
Good cover story. We'll also grab some handcuffs. I don't know.
You
You
got
never
it.
know.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody gets handcuffs.
All right.
I pick out like the nice, like colorful frizzy ones. Or
In fact, I get 2 or 3. I get 3 handcuffs.
All right. You got it. All right.
so handcuffs, walkie-talkies, and weapons and armor. Okay.
Do they have grenades?
They do not. Yeah, no
They
grenades.
do not. Okay.
How about flares? Do the police station have flares?
Yes.
Okay, let's grab some flares because we can use those as smoke bombs.
That's a good idea.
Let's see here. Just trying to get this to work. Oh dear. I don't know why it did that, but... Corbinon twice. Trying to set this up now. You all can make whatever plans, if you have any, as you get ready to head out of the building with these weapons and gear and stuff you've grabbed. Oh, okay. Figured it out. Yep, figured it out. Good.
Nix is really rocking with all the Velcro and everything, you know.
I have toyed around with the idea of writing a book about how to actually do like heists and other capers in
Oh, nice.
gamings. But like this is tricky because it's like an extremely like time crunch one. Like we can't plan, we can't gather intel, we can't do research.
Got a bursting guns blazing.
Is-
It's like
Say again?
just got a burst in guns blazing. That's
Not yet.
Like,
The
I think
guns should
it's
not
like
blaze
the
until
thing.
we're at, no guns blazing until we're like at least halfway in.
All right. You,
Well, isn't that how Blades in the Dark works? Where like you don't actually plan and you just kind of.
yeah.
Blades in the dark, yeah. You skip ahead and then you use flashbacks as necessary to simulate being good at planning, but
And Honey
I do
House.
not endorse this. It's complete anathema to me. I'm like, making a heist plan, planning a caper is what I live for. It is peak gaming.
All right. So you depart the police station, and you can hear yourself breathing in your riot gear. You know, it's covering your face, and you're carrying your weapons. You know, and you're kind of marching out. You've got the director and this other Varger with you. You know, and you march over to the World Government Building and continue on behind it to the mansion. And you see 2 guards, and they stop you. Actually, let me give you your Varger and your director here as well. and
Artwork.
they say they stop you and they say, "Stop there, please." Director Green, sir, good to see you again. You're not supposed to be out, sir. It's dangerous right now. There was an attack at the starport. And then the other Varger's like, "You're not supposed to say that." Oh, my bad. Sorry, sir.
If this guy doesn't know there's an attack at the starport, there might be a problem.
All right.
When do we want to reveal ourselves? Like, do we want to get inside first?
Yeah, I think we should let Director Green take it until such time as it seems necessary.
Does that sound okay to you, Jackson?
Yep. 100%.
Okay. All right, Director Green. You look at him then, and he says, I actually, he stumbles because he also is used to operating according to procedure. I'm gonna actually see how bad he does. He says, he stutters. They kind of look at each other nervously. I had to go to the police station. They had a systems issue there where I had to provide information in person. Looks at you all nervously with his mask on. But I believe you're right. I should get undercover as soon as possible. We don't know who else is operating out there. I should probably get inside. And then the Varger, they look at you all and they're like, "Well, yes, you should get inside, but maybe we should update the security chief about your arrival here and let him know where you've been." And if nothing else, they open up the main entrance to you, to the foyer.
Look at the dynamic lighting.
And you can see that there are Varger guards just all over the place. And once they get inside, they trade off with one of the guards that stays there. And they say, "Sir, if you'll wait right here in the foyer, actually, if you'd like, you can stay in the study, and we'll have our security chief gather any information from you." Yet again, more bureaucracy. And the director's like, "Oh, no, I don't think that is necessary. I think that could prove a security risk." And then the guard's like, I'm "Sir, I think, I'm just not sure. I think we need to talk to the security chief first." And it looks like they're going to try to detain you here.
So
what do you do?
Would the security chief know us that we're arrested?
Probably.
Well, he knows 4 people got arrested, but he can't look at us. He just sees 4 policemen in full uniform with riot gear and masks. So, like,
And the problem is not so much, I think, that, but the problem is every little kink that causes these people to slow down binds them up, and they just get wrapped around the axle, and they think the solution to bureaucracy is more bureaucracy. So everything seems to take longer.
All right. I want to nudge and whisper at the director, "You have to use the bathroom right now." You gotta go, man.
I don't feel well. I think and he looks around. "I need to go to the pan, I'm afraid. Perhaps we could wait near there in the family room. Surely could do that near the bar. I need to go right at once." And they're like, "Okay, but look, we'll have to keep you there." And like these guards, they kind of shift around and they escort you past the bar to the family room. And then you have a new problem where they look at Director Green expecting him to go off to the bathroom. And he tries to whisper to you, and I'm going to let you all... Okay, that's good. Let's see. This will be to Jackson. Jackson, roll below your let's see here. Below your intelligence attribute. This is a degree of success roll. Speaking of...
I rolled an 11.
An 11. Okay.
What'd you say?
Yeah, the only thing you get as he shuffles past, he's like, you need to move on and find them now. And then like that's as much as you can get, as then he has to go to the bathroom to keep up appearances.
Hey, Jackson. Did you want to say anything to the guards to, like, you know, tell them we're in charge or anything and we have to, like, do stuff and we're, like, important and all that?
I think now might be the time, yeah. So, how about those heroes of Walston, huh?
Yeah, those guys are great. Those guys were awesome. I was so stoked when I saw that.
If only they were here right now.
Yeah, if they were here, they'd like straighten everything out.
Yeah, the Parker, the two guards that are here with you, they say, "Oh yeah, I saw that. In fact, you know, I know somebody who actually. Let me make sure I'm not messing this up. Okay, help me out, guys. Did you all have an interaction with the police when you came into town?"
We got hassled by locals, so we went to the police so they would escort us over to Lothar.
So you met the two police officers, right? And then one of them was a detective, and they talked about stuff that was going on and everything. And and in fact, my buddy, who's on the regular police force, he actually met him, if you could believe that.
No way.
Yeah. His name's Nikiti, and he's been. They just seem like a bunch of space tramps that just came into town, and in fact, we thought that they were going to be that group of people that came and tore up the place, but apparently it's a different group of people, and then they saved all sorts of lives and everything, and the dictator had hired them to come in and has a whole contract prepared with the Third Imperium. That's what I've heard. The scout service, they're going to build bases here.
You have first correctly, and I have good news. You get to meet us as well. We are the heroes of Walston. We are the ones that saved all those lives, and we're here to save the dictator's life.
Go ahead, take off our helmets
Take
as
off
we
the
say
helmets.
that to prove that we are not locals. Like,
All right, make a roll under your social stat. This is just another degree of success roll. Don't worry. This isn't like pass fail.
My social is a 10, and I rolled a 5.
Nice. Okay, well that's very good. So they're all in awe, and then like people from around the other side of bars and stuff, they start looking at you and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's them!" And then they say, "What are you doing here? What are you doing escorting the director?" The director comes out.
I need you to get everyone you can around the dictator and his family.
Oh my gosh. Well, we should tell the security chief then. They start resorting back to
First.
procedure.
you should tell us where the dictator is, how to get there to him from here.
Director, we didn't realize, wait a second. Well, okay, yeah, of course. I mean, the director will be able to show you. We'll talk to the security chief right away.
I go over to knock on the door for the director.
Okay, let's see here. The director, well, he rejoins you. You hear a fresher flush. You hear like some piping, and he's like, "Oh, that's actually much
You
better."
can drop the act now.
It's like, "Oh, that's actually much better." And then he comes out and he's like, "Well, so what's going on?"
This fine officer was just about to show the heroes of Walston how to get to the dictator so that we can help protect his life.
Okay, why don't you follow me? And he looks at the two guards while the other one said he was gonna, talk to the... Now it is currently 20:30 local time, and you hear windows break.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that'd be quick.
Run towards the action.
This may all happen fast, maybe.
We have the flares. I think if we throw the flares at the broken glass in the window.
I have a feeling we might see some smoke bombs drop through those open windows.
That may happen as well.
Okay, so good news and bad news. You hear glass break. The first thing, you hear it on the other side of this door, and which is where the director is leading you to. What do you do?
Bust in those doors.
All right, you can do that. So
Which window?
You hear it somewhere in the rooms on the other side of this door. So Jackson said you all go in this, bust in the doors. You do that, and immediately you see a bunch of people with weapons, and these here right next to you. Now, in this turn to act, there is a guard here. They are going to be they're going to get to act as aggressors against this guard because it happened first, and then you'll get to act as aggressor. There's no initiative. Let me bring up my... They will also be surprised. Wait, no, actually, this is fascinating. I don't know if that makes any sense, though. But, yeah, I'm not going to say that. I mean, I think you pretty well damn surprised them. The guard, on the other hand, let me see how well they do. 6, 5. Okay, so they're also not surprised. So that's good. So nobody gets a surprise turn. And this all occurs. Let's see. He does not have any kind of armor. So they come in and they just start shooting the guard up.
The palace guard does.
The terrorists, they come in through the windows here.
Okay, before we fight out of game, can we talk about do we want to have a shortly conceived strategy, or do you just want to go for it?
I don't think you have any time for that. This is all happening in a matter of seconds.
Okay, so
if you bust the door in, that's it. Now it's time to go.
There's no initiative or anything, or how do we want to take turns?
Yeah, so I'll describe it again here. So you've got two separate situations going on. I'll kind of mark it here. There's a room here. Don't worry about that room right now. That's over like a few meters away. You're in this room. You bust the door open. They are going to get to act first against this guard. After you bust the door in, you're going to get to act against them. There is no surprise rounds. Okay, so the first thing is they get to act against the guard. That hits. That hits. And that does not hit. Okay, so let's see. An automatic rifle does... automatic rifle... Where is it? Gosh darn it, where is it? Guns. Auto rifle does 3D. Okay, 3D. So that's 6D damage against this guard. Da 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 da. They just bust into the window and they start firing at the guard. He takes 22 damage and he is instantly severely wounded. Whoops. Okay, I guess I need to figure out why that does that, but he's out. All right, now you all bust in the door and you see that happen. What do you do?
I would like to light up on these terrorists here who just killed that guard.
Yep. Same.
Dex takes the one that's right next to him.
Okay. You can also move and
Takes out
attack. Yeah. Go ahead.
Do I need to move? He wants what he wants to do is cut the guy's head off. So he draws his sword and moves forward and whatever. You tell me what the procedure I need to do is.
Yeah, you can do that. You can move, so you can move your token to wherever you're going to attack, and then you can roll to hit with 2d6.
So he just moves right over, within striking distance, and 2d6.
So with these, unfortunately, they have cloth armor, so anybody using an automatic rifle is at 2d6, and you hit on a 9. For anybody using a broadsword or a melee weapon, it's a 2d6 to hit on an 8.
Ew.
And actually,
So
you might have some
got a-
bonuses. Sorry, go ahead.
he got a 7.
A 7. Okay, let me see if you have any more bonuses here that I can apply. That one, no. No. That is it. Yeah, no other bonuses or anything.
All right.
All right.
Well, then, if possible, he raises his shield up.
Okay, that would happen the next turn.
Okay.
Does anybody hit?
I am gonna hang back here in the doorway because it's the only cover I can see.
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah, it's true.
But I will not hit.
There is not much cover. Now, I should note, because you could probably reach these, there are 2 pillars here. Otherwise, there is a door right here that's closed. Okay, did anybody hit? Nobody. Nobody hit. That's real
I'm
bad.
gonna attack broadsword. I've got a strength of 12 though.
Okay, so strength of 12, so you get +1, and then you have a broadsword as a skill?
No.
Okay, so it's a 7 to hit with a broadsword.
9.
All right, you can roll 4d damage.
And Ross, just real quick, just because it's been a while since I've done anything in combat, it's roll over.
It's neither, so it's more like THAC0. I will give you your target, and then we can talk about the specifics of that later if you want. But I'll announce your target. I'll say you want to roll 2d6 to get a 7, or you want to roll 2d6 to get an 8, or whatever. What are you using?
Me, I was using, in that case, I was using my assault rifle.
Okay, so you want to roll 2d6 to get a 8, unless you have skills like high dex or assault rifle.
I do have assault rifle.
So that's a
1.
7. Okay.
Okay, and I rolled 3.
Okay, so that misses. All right, and then you immediately hew this guy down. He's unconscious. Jackson, when you move up and strike him with your broadsword, and then Dex, you miss. All right, they are going to. So now it's their turn. This group rushes forward, and then a bunch of the guards rush in. Let's see, they make it to the doorway at least. These guards make it from this hallway. All right, I'm just kind of moving some of the guards around because they will actually respond to this finally.
Oh, they didn't have to get permission?
Yeah, they didn't have to fill out 3 forms in triplicate for this part. Yeah, they can actually... Yeah. Alright, so that's where the guards kind of move to. These people move in. These 2 kind of block the entrance, and they take cover behind these pillars. And you find yourself now in this like fatal funnel here. Because you could make it out the doorway in case anybody wanted to move. You could try to make it to this door and open it, or you could dive for these pillars. But there's no other cover in here. Cover is huge. You should move if you haven't. And
Yeah, I was thinking of being like on the other side of this doorway, ready to peek out, like pop out into the door.
you could do that. You could move and do that.
Can we have the door like half open, like one side is closed if it's a double door, and just use that as cover?
You'll get partial cover. You'll get part cover if you get in the doorway. I will say those are the only 2 people that could get in the doorway and shoot, if that's the goal. But if you haven't moved this turn, you can do that now.
So I could move in front of this pillar?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
You can even kind of get a little behind it, right? Like right there. But you're exposed to these. Now, meanwhile, they're going to start... Oh, yeah, and actually you have... The director is not coming in this room.
Yeah, good idea.
You have 2 guards, and you have Lothok. So the 2 guards are going to get to act. Misses. That's terrible. Misses. Gosh, that's sad. Misses. Gosh. Okay. And then they're going to start shooting back.
The guys who never fired a gun in their life.
Right. And thankfully, they all miss. And then this one's going to shoot at these guards because they can't see... he can't see books yet. Misses. And... Oof, that's going to hit one of the guards. And bam, knocks him out. Severely wounds this guard here. Okay. I'm just gonna disappear him because they're kind of getting in the way. Okay, let's see here. So they've acted, and then you hear screaming in this room over here. And they're going to try to wrestle her.
Who's those people in the corner there?
This is Dictator Masterson and his daughter.
Oh, they're in here. Okay.
They start dragging her back toward the window. And he's going to just try to kill the dictator because he didn't realize he managed to get 2 things he wanted in one go. The dictator dives for cover. Okay, so this is the situation. It's your turn, and you have the following things going on. There's an ongoing gun battle now between all the various Vargr that have jumped in here and the guards. Lothok is now, like, a guard is dropped down unconscious next to her while she's firing in the open room, and there's another guard next to her. More guards are pouring in, and soon you'll outnumber them. You all have taken cover, and there's a bunch more guards coming behind you into the room. But they are just moments away from pulling her out of the window, presumably to a car, and the dictator is moments away from getting killed. Go ahead.
Right. I have a quick question. Are our flares a flared gun, or is it just like a baton?
I think it's a flare that you toss, like a...
And are both of these guys holding the daughter? Or is it like one of them's holding, the other is just like firing back?
But I mean, what's your intention? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to not just directly fire at them because I'm worried about hitting her. That seems risky with a gun. But if there was some other way to subdue those guys without it necessarily having a risk of killing her, I thought maybe the flare would be helpful for that. But
I was gonna see if I could make it over there, if I could run over there and attack with my broadsword.
Yeah, so a couple of things that you could do. Yes, you can make it and try to attack the broadsword. Also, you can also move within range and then you won't have any risk of hitting her. The downside to that is you'll leave cover and you'll be exposed to people that probably try to kill you. But as soon as you pass this threshold over into here, you won't have a risk of hitting her.
I'll do it.
Go ahead, Books.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if we were going in order. But where I'm at, if I try to shoot this terrorist guy, am I still at risk of hitting the dictator?
Which one? Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, if I try to shoot him.
I'm going to say no. Yeah, you won't hit the dictator. What is Dex doing?
Dex is going to... Can I throw something and then attack somebody?
Maybe. What are you thinking about doing?
Dex wants to light one of the flares, throw it over to the window where the 2 guys are planning on going out to kind of block their way. And then he's going to attack the guy that's next in line. That he's going to go towards the girl, but he's going to attack people on the way. So he's going to go to the next attacker.
Do you mean next to the girl, or do you mean like this one right here?
How far can I move?
I'll say that you all can, if you're the melee people, I'll say you can make it an attack if you're trying to get to them and attack.
Well, there's like 4 guys between me and them.
I'll say you can make it.
Okay, so he runs behind all the guys because they're busy shooting. He throws the thing, then he runs behind all the guys, and then he attacks one of the guys holding the girl.
Okay.
If he can do that. Seems like a lot to do, but
yeah, you all can move your tokens. And meanwhile, what is Corbinon doing?
Would I be able to shoot the guy around this corner here next to Andrew?
You mean, yes, absolutely. You could shoot that one, yeah.
Wonderful. Secondly, since, well, I have a normal rifle, what am I even supposed to roll? It kind of just went done the last time. Assume it's different than the automatic one.
Oh, you're using a rifle. Yeah, that's a good question. Rifle cloth. Fascinating. It's at a -3 versus cloth. I don't know why, but that's what the book has. So that means that you would have to hit on a... it would be... That seems so punishing, but it is what it is. You have to hit an 11 with a rifle.
Oh boy.
Now, that being said, there are some things you can do. If you... Do
you bring a revolver, Corbinon? Since I know you have that in the skull.
I do.
Did anyone miss with their automatic rifle last turn by 1 or 2?
I did.
Okay, I did not give you the benefit of a group hit, so you can actually hit and roll damage.
Gotcha. What did you say the damage was? 4?
It's a 3D for an automatic rifle, and then...
Gotcha.
Well, my cool thing's not showing up. There it is. Okay. And then, yeah, Corbinon, you'd have to hit on 11 to hit with the rifle.
I'll try that anyways.
Okay. Everybody else, if you're doing melee, you can move your token up and then roll to hit. Which I think...
Ross, could I... So I have a revolver as well. Could I slide that over to the dictator? So that he could defend himself?
You could throw the revolver, move, and still act on the same turn, I'm going to say.
So I could shoot, so I could throw the revolver to him, and I don't necessarily need to move, but if I throw the revolver to him, could I shoot on the same turn?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so did anybody hit?
I forgot what I needed to roll, what I needed to hit with my strength of 12.
I believe it's 7.
7, okay.
You're doing a broadsword, right?
Right.
Yeah, 7. And then if you don't have a strength bonus, what's Dex's strength bonus? Or strength attribute?
Strength is 8.
8. Okay,
I have a Blade 1 broadsword.
Oh yeah, so it should be 7 for you as well. Did you get 7 last turn?
Yes, I did.
All right, roll damage then. Yeah, you would have hit last turn.
4d6.
Yep.
So I got a 13.
13. Which one were you attacking last turn?
I was attacking the guy that got shot.
Okay, we'll say
we can switch him up with another guy.
You knock another one out unconscious. He's bleeding on the floor,
I didn't know my
yelling.
own strength, and it went right through the one to the other.
And you all run forward, and you can also roll to attack for this turn.
Oh, I just got a... I don't remember what it was. It was like... I don't remember what it was.
Roll again.
So I wanted to say, you said if we last turn had missed by only one, then we were supposed to have hit.
Right.
Should I roll damage for?
Because you did an
what
automatic
happened last
weapon.
time?
Yeah. Roll damage. Roll 3 dice damage, and also let me know
Turn,
which
last
one.
turn I was in the doorway and I was shooting at this group of 3 guys.
All right. Yeah.
13.
13. All right. You knock another one unconscious.
Okay. This turn, I ran across to the master suite, and like my melee friends here, I'm gonna be shooting at one of the 2 terrorists that is with the daughter.
All right. Looks like everyone's missed so far, except Dex. You said, would you get?
I got a 7, 8, then I think +1 for broadsword.
Well, that includes that. So you did hit, though, so that's 4 die damage. And you come in, you throw a flare in the room. The drapes ignite in flame, and so now the room is on fire, is the bad news. The good news is that the window is now engulfed in flame, so they're going to have to contend with that in order to try to drag her out.
Okay, so there's only one guy left over there, right?
There are 2 people dragging her toward the window.
Because I was attacking the one guy there. And I got a 13.
How much?
Was that a 13 for the other guy that I didn't?
That was the other guy. But then you need to roll again this turn if you haven't already.
So you want me to roll again?
Mm-hmm.
For attack. Okay. I got an 8.
An 8. All right. 4 die damage with your broadsword.
All right. Okay, we've got a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17. That might actually be enough to kill. Let me look. 10. It is not. You knock him unconscious. Probably lob his hand off.
That's good enough.
Right.
And I grab the girl.
I'm going to say you can't do that with the flare and attacking somebody. And yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to shoot the other guy with my auto rifle. I assume he has cloth armor, but I also have a 1 in auto rifle as a skill.
Okay, so that's a good... Okay, so... And you're firing it on auto, you'll use 3 rounds, so that's 2, and then what's your dexterity?
Is 10.
10, so that's a 3, minus 1 is 2, so it's a 6 to hit. Roll 2d6 to get 6.
Easy. 7.
7, alright. 3 die damage. And who are you shooting at?
I am shooting at this guy right here.
Alright.
Alright, I got a total of 9.
9. Let me see if that knocks his attribute out. It just barely does. Bam, you knock him unconscious. And
I'm really worried about this guy now. I hope some of my Varger friends the guards are competent enough to come through.
We are going to start looking at morale checks right away. Let's see here. Morale.
Yeah, I guess we should use our words. We should also throw out a few surrender assholes. Drop your weapons.
This is at a -4. 10 at -4 is 6. They fail. And so they look, and this one sneers at Dictator Masterton. He almost had his prize, and he runs past you on his turn. Has anybody shot yet? Or not shot, I mean. Has anybody not acted that last turn? Did anybody not act? Everybody acted, okay. And he dives out the window, abandoning his comrades to their fate through the fire. And he gets in the car. He doesn't even wait for him. He just drives off into the dust with his air car. Irko does, the terrorist leader. And the rest of them surrender.
Dex jumps out the window, does a flip, lands on his feet, and says, "Follow that car!" And he points at it with his sword.
I don't want Dex to die, so I'm just going to say no. Like fall out the window, go through the fire.
He just fall. Yeah, it's not pretty.
I would like to lobby with the planet legislature to make a law that there has to be like 10 different pieces of paperwork filed before we are allowed to be arrested again.
The room is on fire.
We are not to be paid. I said before.
The guards, they swarm in and they see everything that's going on, you know.
You say it was just drapes that are on fire, or is
Yeah,
anything else caught?
Everything's starting to catch on fire. The guards come in, they start trying to put out the fire, beat it, you know, and everything. They take out some emergency equipment, spray it. The director, he comes in. It's just chaos in here. But the director ultimately is like, oh, Hyndra, you've saved my life again. The lives of my people, and oh, I'm so glad. And he says out loud, I'm so glad that we hired you. I knew talent when I saw it. And then his daughter is like, obviously not impressed with her dad, and she comes over and she's like, I've heard a lot about you. My name is Sarani. Reaches out to shake her hand. She's probably what do you call, well, an adult woman, 25, mid-20s adult woman, comes over to shake her all's hand, and she says, you know, I wanted to be a traveler, actually. I had hoped to join a ship. My father never allowed it.
Well, we're currently down a ship, so no luck joining our crew.
Well, you're welcome to stay here as long as you want, of course. Everything's paid for. And I can't thank you enough. I don't know who that is. She goes over and she looks at the dead body of the Vargur, you know, on the floor. And she's like, these are not our people. They're off-worlders.
So I want to say the dictator. It's funny, we were actually right on our way over here to tell you about some really important news. You're never going to believe this. There's going to be an attempt on your life and a kidnapping of your daughter, and it'd be really great if next time can I get your cell? I don't know, if we could trade, like, personal numbers, because
he agrees, yeah. He says, absolutely. Here's my personal comm information. Here's the encryption data. He hands it over.
This sounds crazy. We were also hoping to get a bomb sweep of our ship, but get this. You're never going to believe this. That's too late.
Yes, we heard about that. It seems that
is like barely holding back his anger.
It's clear that we have a serious threat on this planet. I hope that you'll speak on our behalf when you speak to your representatives with the Scout Service. We could use the Imperium's help here in Walston, and we can get you transportation as soon as it comes in. We'll pay for your transportation back if you'd like.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Seems like the least you could do.
And we'll have to presumably do a debriefing with whoever your security officer is about the source of this terrorist attack and what we know about them and what we can pass along. It's not a lot, but...
Yeah. So you do that. You know, in the convening days, you meet with their security... you have a bunch of security meetings and debriefings, and they have briefings for their briefings, and they have pre-briefings where they practice for their briefings, and then they'll brief, and then they have post-briefings, and you wish that you were being shot by a terrorist instead of what happens over the next 3 days, probably.
They got like all these PowerPoints and like index cards.
Just PowerPoint, just like your eyes are melting out of your skull for the next 3 days. There is a lot of circle jerking about what to do as far as security. They're really not prepared for this. The abilities of these terrorists, they're clearly off-worlders. They don't know who they are. They don't know who they represent. They have no idea what kind of contacts they would have here on the planet. You do find out that the police actually were aware of them, and they did know about this threat. And they actually had an insider, and it was the Vargur that got shot. He was kind of a narc, Ling was. And they were hoping to keep him embedded, and then it seems that they kind of like these off-world Vargur used Lang to set you all up just to delay you long enough, and ended Lang's chance of being able to pass on the information too at the same time. So as it stands, the world government is completely at a loss as to who these people are or why they would be, something that you kind of learn over the course of these briefings is that the Vargur on Walston, the Vargur are not like humans. They have a completely different type of culture, and they basically, we probably chafe against any kind of authoritarianism as simians. If you tell me that, what to do, I'm just going to get mad about it. And you'll have to, demonstrate your dominance over me to be able somehow for me to comply. But with a Vargur, they love it, actually. They love having someone in charge of them. And they don't mind that the Masterton family is the ones in charge. And they've lived in peace, even if the Masterton family have been kind of bumbling across the generations. They've never managed to secure any off-world deals, and they've really failed to do that. And so they've failed to progress the planet. But that being said, they've never had a problem, and so this has been a peaceful world. And so you can also tell by breed that like the style and the musculature of these Vargur are different than the Vargur on Walston. So the world government's completely at a loss, but they don't think that any of the Vargur on their planet would ever do something like this or participate in it.
Would our knowledge of the Urka dude and his retinue have any bearing on the situation, or?
Yeah, I assume you pass all that along, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, what other kind of information would you? Am I missing some details?
Well, we don't have any specific information, but we do know that he was planning on abducting.
Mm-hmm.
So, assuming that it was part of the same outfit, they could pursue him and find out information through him. And we might be able to help with that.
Yeah, well, that's certainly so. Certainly you could, they will be trying to track him down, and he seems to have disappeared like a ghost. Increasingly, you get the impression that these people are out of this bumpkin world's league. Like these are like elite terrorists. They must receive support and funding from somewhere else to some other end. Now, we've got a few options. One is that they will pay for your medium passage back to Flammarion. The other group is still making their way to Flammarion, and they are probably a couple of sessions behind. So you guys can keep playing as one option. But that ends the adventure just for tonight.